Yo! Welcome back, dude, to another episode of the Yo podcast with Martin and Hooter.
What's up, Hooter? How are you?
What's up, Dad?
we have a guest in the house today. We have
Who's our guest this is?
Tanya or Tanya? How do you pronounce it?
Tanya
with an H, and the
With
H
an
is
H.
silent
Yeah.
because it's
It's
T-A.
phonetic. My parents are Mexican.
Yeah, okay, that's
Right?
all good.
Tanya.
They were from Spain, or
They were I don't know what they thought at the
Tanya.
moment. I don't know what they thought. Maybe they're drunk.
from Ashe Imports, aka My Bruja.
You're bruja.
Yeah.
Like if it's My Pillow or something? My
Did you see My Pillow? Speaking of My Pillow, is not being sold at Costco or Bed Bath and Beyond anymore.
Weak.
My Pillow. Oh, we did My Pillowcase.
My
That was last
Pillowcase.
week. Never
Yep.
mind. Dude, what the fuck?
What else you want to talk about last week, dude? Did you
Um,
see Tom Brady beat Drew Brees, bro? Nice.
Nice. Speaking of Tom Brady, it was Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and it literally went down to the last few seconds, and I
And
was
who
watching
had bigger balls?
the last few minutes. And all of a sudden, my phone rings, and it's Tanya and I go, she definitely doesn't watch
I don't
football,
watch football. I'm sorry. I was like, okay.
which is, it was a freaking great game. I'm actually rooting for Brady.
Yeah, me too.
And I think that dude, I was reading a lot of his, the numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I realized this motherfucker has just as many NFC championships as Rodgers and Breeze, who have been there forever and a year. But not only that, he's won more postseason games after 35 than any great. You're talking about Montana, Elway, freaking Manning. The closest one is Montana, I think, with 16, and this guy's got 17 after the age of 35. Total 33.
Yeah.
Who's gonna touch this freaking guy?
Nobody.
And if there's still haters out there that hate on Tom Brady, just stop it, man.
Just stop it, dude.
Just stop it. And I'm not saying, oh, go suck his nuts, but give the guy his props, right?
No, I'm telling folks to go suck his nuts. Because he's that good, dude. So if Tom Brady wants you to suck his nuts, you just get to sucking.
Did you see the video that he made with Gronk?
Yeah.
Where he remade the video that he
Yup.
made when he was with the Patriots?
Such a beast.
Dude, he's basically telling Belichick and the Patriots,
Suck
suck
my
it.
nuts.
Um,
Lots of nut sucking,
Lots
dude.
of nut sucking. Hey, listen, we're freaking 3 minutes in and we're already nut sucking.
Also, if you live in LA, dude, you're going to get to eat outside pretty soon. So lucky. I don't know whether you want to eat outside on Wednesday or Thursday when it's raining, or today maybe when it's windy as fuck. So I'm excited about that. Super pumped.
Trump is no longer in office, so COVID doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's gotta be
dude?
what it is,
The
'cause-
20th, it must have disappeared. All
Well,
of it.
listen, let me tell you something. You know Larry King passed away.
I
Rest
do.
in peace.
Yes, R.I.P.
Did you know what he died of?
Being old.
Nope.
What is it?
COVID.
Oh.
But they're not saying he died of COVID because, we've got a new administration.
Mm-hmm.
Not that listen, I'm not here being a Trumper or nothing like that.
Sounds like it, dude.
It's just very...
Sounds like you want to build a wall, bro.
It's just very, very interesting that now we're opening up and we're not saying... these people that are... And
everything's quiet, right?
everything is chill right
But
now.
wasn't he 90?
You I think he was
85.
Maybe he
Oh,
was
85.
old.
85. The president of Mexico tested positive. And
That's
apparently, this guy's an anti, this no es mucho este pedo que la chinga. He's just running around maskless, doing his own thing, saying fuck it. And all of a sudden, no, todos estamos juntos y estoy agarrando tratamiento médico y recen por mí. And
Damn, when you're asking motherfuckers to pray for you, bro, that's when it's real.
well, I don't know if he said pray for me. Maybe I made that up. Maybe.
My dad over here having his own press conferences and shit. Chicky, ask me questions about having COVID.
I want to give a big shout out to Bernie Sanders, because this motherfucker has traveled around the world and then some. That Bernie meme
Bro.
is, I love it, and it's not going anywhere.
No.
It's just as good as the crying Jordan. It's just as good as the black guy with the big dick that shows up during every tornado and hurricane. You ever get those?
Yes.
Do people
Do
send
you?
you that?
Yes, all the time. And I get a lot of unsolicited dick pictures too. now.
Oh,
But yeah, I get a lot. A lot.
See,
With
that's
crystals next to the dick.
I know the size of
Take
that
a load of
crystal. You
this.
shouldn't have taken that picture. I know the size of that crystal. No.
wow, dude. That
Wow, I thought it was only dudes like in group chats and shit. Like, oh, got you to see a dick. But I guess it's chicks too.
No,
huh?
girls send more dick pics than guys.
oh,
Because when guys send them out, we all screenshot them and send them to our friends.
Fucking unbelievable.
what?
And we're like, how ridiculous is this?
You
And then
guys-
if it's bad, you're like, everybody laughs. So then we put all the emo, ha ha ha. Yeah.
Oh no.
If I had my phone, I could show you a few, like 20. But yeah.
That is okay.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because guys think, I don't know what they think. Like, I'm going to send you a picture of my penis. Here you go.
You know the
You
last
sell crystals. You'll like this. I'm like, okay. Thanks.
You sell rocks? My shit's rock hard.
I'm like, okay.
okay. I was talking about the dude, the black guy with the freaking,
Big honking.
big honking
hog,
dick, right?
dude.
And no matter, like, there's a natural disaster, like there's a hurricane coming. Oh, click here for instructions on how to prepare for the hurricane. And then you click, and boom, big pito right
Big
there,
cock,
right?
yeah.
And it's like, so that guy shows up, but now Bernie is gonna show up, no matter what, dude. And I love it, and I think he's just. I love Bernie Sanders. First of all, I think he should have won 4 years ago. Are you a Bernie fan, or is too much socialism for you?
Feel the burn?
I'm like, I like him. Like, I think, well, see, I don't want to get into politics. I think that he's too old. I think everyone's too old who's president.
I know. Honestly,
fair.
I do feel there
think
should be
they're
a
too-
cutoff.
But he is selling a shirt, right? Like, now he's selling that shirt.
It's sold out.
Of what? Of him?
Of
Of his
him,
meme?
right?
Bernie
Hoodies.
sold it. Oh wow! What
he
a
sold
genius!
hoodies. I think for $45.
That's crazy, right?
I
That
love
sounds
it.
like capitalism, if you ask me. But hey,
But he's he's equally distributing
The wealth?
the wealth that he made from selling that hoodie.
is he? Who's he giving it to?
I don't know.
know.
Made that
His
up
family.
too.
Yeah.
Giving it all back. Well, he bought those gloves
motherfucker.
on Etsy, right? That's the thing, right?
I didn't
Did
know
he?
that.
So I don't know if this is real, so please don't come after me. But my husband was like, he bought those gloves on Etsy, and the lady who made the gloves posted that her Etsy was down because so many people wanted the gloves. And overnight, she got like thousands of orders for those stupid gloves.
That's freaking
Her
awesome.
fingers
So-
are gonna fall off knitting fucking mittens for the
About to
next few
outsource
weeks.
that to Thailand.
Oh,
It's gonna happen.
Oh, dude.
bro.
Well,
That shit is.
yeah, he's everywhere.
He's
dude.
everywhere, and I think that's probably the most shared meme in the history of memes.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they were putting them on anything, and the thing was, it went. Black people were using it, Mexican people were using it, white people, Asians, everybody had Bernie in the background doing whatever race you are, dude.
Like you're making tortillas, Bernie's right there.
Yeah, they
have
called
a-
him Don Bernie.
No.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
They have one with him holding crystals. I know, because I shared it. I know, they have one with him holding crystals. I was like, okay, Bernie, I like this.
Fucking Bernie.
You need a meme like that.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Now, and you said the dick pic guy, and it's interesting that you brought up that people send you dick pics, Tanya, because the last conversation on the last episode was actually about a manager that had just gotten hired with the Mets, the baseball team.
I'm a
And
baseball guys, just not football.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
So he was under the microscope because he had text a reporter multiple text messages. She never replied, so he hit her with a dick pic.
Well, of course. If
As
she
you
doesn't-
do.
If she doesn't reply, definitely send her a picture of your penis.
Because that'll get
That'll
it, right?
get her to sue you. Like, that's going to, come on. Like, that's going to be amazing. Yeah, no. When I was single, we would go to clubs and people would ask you for their numbers. And I swear, in the span of 6 months, I don't know, I got like a dick a month. Like, it was crazy.
dick a month.
I swear. And it would be random, like 3 p.m, I'm eating a bagel. What the fuck is this? Like, it was very weird. I don't know why people do that. It's not cute.
Have you ever requested a dick pic?
Have I ever requested a dick pic? I don't know. Let me
Like,
think.
send me a dick pic. Or
You
are they
know-
always
Or, shit,
unsolicited?
or like, texts are getting hot and heavy, and you're like, hey,
I mean, I think texts have gotten hot and heavy, and I've gotten it, and
okay.
and it's been like, okay, that's okay.
that's all good.
But it's weird when it's not solicited, and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, how are you? And you're like, okay, and then boom, here's my penis. And
Mm-hmm.
then if it's not even that great, you're like, why would you send? This is not.
Mm-hmm,
No, I have talked to somebody once, and then he sent me a picture in his underwear that reminded me of my 72-year-old father. And I never spoke to him again. And I think to this day, he's probably wondering, why does she stop talking to me?
I
It
thought
wa-
she had daddy issues.
It was your, it was right. I was like, dude, I was raised with my dad. Like, no, like I was like, I don't know about these tarantarans.
How's these great pubes working for you,
We are
mija?
never
Oh,
speaking
dude.
again.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, girls don't go around sending vagina pictures.
Yeah, they do.
I wish
No,
they
they
would.
really?
I wish
really?
we lived in
I
a
get
world.
pussy pics.
Dude, I wish we lived
But
in a
you
world.
Would. You would. I could still see that. You would. What? I'm getting them on a crystal page.
Titty pics.
Well, boobs are different. Boobs are like whatever.
You see, that's not fair.
Boobs are upper body. Anything lower body, you should think about. Boobs are like,
What's not fair?
Go to New Orleans.
That,
you see
like-
boobs all day.
Chicks, if they were to be just hitting everybody with unsolicited fucking nudity, we'd just be high fiving all day. You know what I mean? We'd be happy about it. We'd brighten our day. We'd be fucking, hey, But the second dudes do it, it's like, oh, this piece of shit.
It's the aesthetic. Women are like softer and they bathe consistently and they like.
Whoa,
You know, like-
Okay, wait a minute.
whoa,
Wait a
whoa,
minute.
whoa.
What do you mean they bathe
What
consistently?
does that
Are you
have to
saying
do-
guys don't bathe? I
I
bathe.
mean, I'm sure you guys bathe, but let's be honest. Like, let's say you're dating a normal person, like a UPS driver, and he's driving all day and his balls are on that hot seat, and then he's going to randomly pull over and send you a pic. I don't want to see that. I don't wanna
sweaty
see it.
nuts.
Yeah, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. And just, I don't want to see it when they're clean
pheromones.
either. Please stop sending me penis pictures. But I don't want to see it. I'm good.
Okay, so she doesn't want to see sweaty balls,
I'm
but
good.
maybe clean balls.
I'm good. I got a husband at home. He bathes all the time. We're good. We're
Hashtag just showered.
good. Right? Great. I can just see what's going to be in my inbox. This is good.
It's gonna be balls on a loofah. Is this good enough for you?
It's a homemade soap, bitch. Stop being picky. No. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Now, I would be like, okay, so like the fact that you're out of, you're not like a closet, you're out of the broom closet.
I am.
You know?
I was like, what
Wait,
closet am I in?
wait.
I was
Is that a
just
thing?
weird.
The broom closet?
No.
Absolutely.
I
There's a lot of
think it
brujas
is.
that are afraid to tell people that they're like, say your parents are super religious. You're not going to be like, hey, mom, I'm over here
Gonna go
casting.
kill a cat.
I'm over
No.
here. Yeah, we're doing, we're
No,
casting.
nobody's
Y'all
killing
kill
a cat.
cats?
Nobody's killing a cat. I was kidding. I was kidding. No, but like you're not gonna be like, I bought this I'm gonna go to this meditation
Correct,
circle,
because
or-
like there's people that believe meditation is witchcraft. So they're called. I think it's called the broom closet, right?
Well, I don't know if it's called but it's good,
Am I
and I'm
making
gonna
shit
keep
up?
it. I'm gonna keep it. Like I didn't make.
Custodian's office.
I was like, am I the maid?
No, because like some people are in the, like it used to be that if you were gay, you were in
You're
the closet. Yeah,
we
so,
can call it the broom closet.
The
I
broom
like
closet.
it. We're gonna hashtag that the broom closet.
Yeah, so there's a lot of people that practice, witchcraft that are
Are
very
now.
secretive about it. They're not. But you yourself, you're out. You're not in the broom closet.
I feel like, well, not anymore, Martin. Here we
Well,
are.
hey, listen, your website is Ashe Imports. Come on.
No, I think that some people are. I'm not. I don't make it a point to tell people that I'm a santera because I don't think I don't want people to feel awkward around me, especially in like my day job, what I do. I'm in finance, and then like I have a array of clients who do different things. But if somebody asks me and they're like, "Oh, do you want to come to church?" I'm like, "No, thanks. I don't do that." But I don't know. I guess if you ask me, I'll tell you. If you don't ask me, I won't tell you. But the funny thing is that I have noticed now that I have a chip, my clients add me. And then they'll be like, "Oh, can you do an amarre to my husband? Can you?" Yeah, like I was like, "What? I just refied you, okay?" And then,
God.
yeah, or people who I work with are open to it, where I wouldn't think they'd be open to it, but they're very open to it. Especially since I'm kind of a mix of things, so I like crystals and sage, and it's more like white magic to people. And then, we practice Santeria, so that's something different. And then people start asking about it, but yeah, I don't know. I think whatever works for you, this works for me. I don't publicize it, but I don't deny it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a thing. I know you don't believe in any of that stuff. So I was going to read you live, but I thought that would be rude. We're not going to do that. I'm kidding. But I respect what everybody thinks, you know, so no broom closet.
So the only reason I brought that up is because knowing that you're a bruja or into the
Only your dad calls me a
the
bruja.
craft.
Unbelievable, this guy.
Okay, no, wait. And I'm going to explain that in a second. But here it is. If I knew that, I don't know that I'd send you a dick pic. Like, I'm like, holy shit.
gonna
Like,
exit?
well, you know what I'm saying? Like, now you have now it's going to be floating in the soup and shit, and it'll never get hard again. You know, it's like,
Maybe.
you know what I'm
maybe.
saying? Like, there's
Word
like,
to the wise.
look, there's a lot of superstitions, right? And the reason,
My husband will never divorce me because he thinks it'll never work again. He's like, we're staying together. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my God!
So-
Floating in the soup, dude.
well, you know, like you put a retrato and it's floating around in the fucking cauldron, you know?
No,
Not the
nobody
soup.
does that.
Do
but-
you own a cauldron?
Oh, yeah, two.
Oh fuck me! Do you really?
Well, because there's a thing, it's called palomayombe, and it is a cauldron. It's made out of iron, and I have two. But it's because it's a certain sect of my religion that deals with things that go in the cauldron. But you don't like walk in my house and see it. Marti's been to my house. You don't go to a house and see it, and nobody goes in there except for people who are initiated. But I have a cauldron. I'll take a picture and I'll send it to you.
Okay. So now, so you see, so the picture goes in there and they do the magic and then they go wiki.
But it's
Wiki wiki.
I feel like I have to send you a picture so you can see that does not happen.
I know, cause I'm picturing just fucking
No, it's not full of
stirring
it's full
up the
of,
fucking full
Like
on.
the carnitas and shit. right?
No, it's
What's
full
in
of dry
there?
things. There's
A
nothing.
bunch of motherfuckers' souls.
all those dick pic guys.
them dick
in
pics.
The cauldron. No.
Okay, and I say bruja, but I say it because I feel that especially in the Latino culture, right? I don't care what it is. If you practice santeria, you're a santera by that's your religion, right? But regardless if you do santeria, if you do cleanses, if you do the limpias, if you work with sage, if you work with crystals, it's almost like by default, you're a quote unquote bruja. You're a witch. It's
For
lumped.
sure.
It's lumped into that.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's almost like, you know, you could be Dominican, you could be Puerto Rican, you could be Guatemalan. You come to LA, they're gonna call you a freaking Mexican.
Mexican.
You know, and I feel that it's the same way. And not that it's correct, but I think that they lump it in with te va a hacer brujería. That's brujería. Anything that's not traditional. Well, this is traditional. That's not the right word.
It's not European.
Thank you. Yeah, there you go. Would be considered witchcraft to a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it is I think it is witchcraft, but
So it is brujería.
Yeah, I think that brujas, like, it's funny to me because you call me that. It's funny. But
And I don't mean it in a bad way.
Yeah,
Don't be floating my picture.
right? I'm a next
cauldron.
Chicky, send me the picture. But I think that now, like, I think you have to change the connotation of bruja, right? There's so many. Go to Instagram, put hashtag brujis, and you're gonna see
Brujis.
You're gonna see naked people. You're gonna
Oh,
see
yeah.
clothed people. You're
Oh,
gonna see
yeah.
people who are of every nationality. You know, white, European, and I think they're trying to like embrace that word because now it's cool. Like 20 years ago when I got initiated, it wasn't cool. Like it was very hush hush and very don't tell anyone. And this is for
A
people.
broom closet.
Right. And it's for people of lower classes and not people who are educated. And it's, you know, it's moving, it's manifesting itself in different ways now. It's becoming very commercialized, which is good and bad, right? It's like Bernie and his sweatshirt. So I think that, yeah, I'm a bruja. In layman's terms, I'm a bruja. Just like a shaman is a brujo, just like a babalao is a brujo, I'm a bruja.
Yeah. Now,
I'm going to get a shirt that says that. I'm a bruja.
I'm a bruja. And I
Don't
think
send
that's...
dick pics.
Well, so here's the thing. Study. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not
You
gonna
said
say
too late. Study show with Martin Moreno.
After Trump got elected, the self-proclaimed witchcraft movement gained a lot of speed.
Oh yeah, because they were gonna like meditate him out of office.
Correct.
Right.
Which was a
I'm like-
disservice, I think, to the craft because it didn't work, obviously.
Because that's so ridiculous.
Okay,
Like,
so but there was a lot of women and men who practiced the craft or whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
you know, instead of saying brujeria or witchcraft, and the popularity of it after Trump got elected just went through the roof. I've noticed in the last few months here that on social media, like right now you were saying hashtag brujita or brujis or whatever you said, the amount of people interested in some form of alternative faith or magic or whatever you want to call it has just went through the roof. Anybody and everybody is now claiming to be a bruja or a brujo. Now, you've been on our podcast on No Te Asustes with me, you, and Peter. Now, and we kind of touched on this, but I feel that there's a lot of charlatans out there.
What is that?
Un charlatan, somebody who's
like
a
the
fake.
people who take your money and don't do anything for you. Like,
There's
I'm gonna make you a millionaire, Hooter, and then you're like, what?
Yeah, just bring me this, bring me that, bring me this, jump up and down on one leg and bark like a seal, and you're going to win the lotto.
You're gonna find the love of your life.
You know,
There you go.
there's a commercial. If you listen to the reggaeton station, there's a Spanish commercial, and it says, "Buscas amor? Are you looking for love? ¿Te quieres los números de la lotería? Do you want the lotto numbers?
That's so stupid.
Is somebody alguien te hizo bla 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 en el trabajo? Llámame al 1-714 blah 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 blah, and I will bring the love of your life kneeling at your feet
Oh, dang.
for the low price of, you call, and then of course it's some kind of dough that they're
Gotcha.
gonna ask
You
for.
call and then they take out your eyes. They're like, well, it was 89, but now it's 890, and then it's 8,900, and then it's going to be insane.
And once a month payment, right?
Once a month. You
For
gotta
the next
subscribe.
20
You gotta
years.
subscribe.
And it goes back to even the Walter Mercado days when freaking they would say, call the line and we'll give you the winning numbers. You give us your birth date, you give us your sign, and we'll give you the winning numbers.
They did for like the lottery?
Oh yeah. Well, they would claim to,
Okay.
Give
and
you your lucky numbers.
And Walter had nothing to do with it. This was his management that owned his name
when
at
they
the
took
time.
his name.
When they took his name, and they were
Okay.
putting out all kinds of shit, like all his llámale a Walter y a sus amigos psíquicos, and you would call this.
Walter's like, who the
well,
fuck are these
listen,
people?
during the 90s, early 90s, the 976 numbers made a killing, and they would charge people a shit ton of money. It was not just sex; it was Miss Cleo was making money, El Indio Amazónico was making money, Walter Mercado was making money, and what's interesting is that Latinos typically, not just Latinos, but Latinos typically. I was in a Botanica in Rosarito a few days ago. I just walked in to check it out. I just wanted to see what the hell was going on. And there was this one guy, necesito la veladora for blah, 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 some kind of financial gain. He was looking for a prayer candle with financial gain. And the lady told him, we're a lot of those. And then he goes, when are you going to get some?
Wow.
Like, ¿cuándo van a regresar? Like, when, like, okay, first of all, they're sold out, which means a lot of motherfuckers are buying this thing.
Yeah.
Not only are they buying them, but this guy wants to get on a waiting list for them. And the lady's like, well, because of the pandemic, it's really hard for us to know what inventory is coming. A lot of stuff isn't coming. We're not getting our stuff in here as often as we should get it. But I'm listening to this guy, and he just looked like a regular dude that you would never think would have that faith. You know what I mean? But those candles, you walk into a Botanica or so if you want sex toys, you go to the sex shop. If you want witchcraft toys, you go to a Botanica. It's I don't know the name in English. What would be the name in English for a Botanica?
I don't even know, because I think because if you translated it, it means something completely different. But yeah, botanica in Spanish, it's like a
Botanical.
religious store. Like like a religious goods store, I guess.
with like herbs and statues and
But
things
now
like
they sell
that.
everything, right? Like they sell like soap, candles. I mean, they'll sell you anything. Aromatizers for your car, diffusers. It's just it runs the gamut of a lot of religions.
It is just, and they are totally. But they have this section, and they have a prayer candle for everything you can imagine, and it's like there's images on these candles, right? They sell the Florida water.
Mm-hmm.
They have the Florida water, but they have their version of it,
Okay.
and they have La Virgen de Guadalupe slapped on it.
No, nice. Okay.
Okay.
Reaching out to the Mexicans. There you go.
So it's like exactly they're literally pandering to the clientele. Which listen, I'm not mad at them for that. I think it's brilliant. You got to know your audience, and why not market to them? I mean, look, they conquered the whole freaking country with the image of the Virgen de Guadalupe. Why not sell it to the believers?
I don't knock it. I think the problem is when the guy goes in to buy the $5 candle or $15 candle, and you tell him that candle's all he needs and that's what's going to work. And that's not the way it works. Because if you were honest, then you would be like, look, if you're really having problems getting a job and you're kind of believing in this, you should get a reading. And then the reading is tailored to what you need, because maybe you're not getting a job because of a lot of things. Maybe you're not getting a job because there's going to be an opportunity for you to get a different kind of job. Or maybe you're not getting a job because really somebody did throw brujeria to you. But that $15 candle that you're going to make this guy buy for how many months until you get him, you know, he's either going to get tired and then he's going to lose faith, which I think is sad. Or you're going to completely take advantage of him. And in 6 months to 8 months, he's going to get a job regardless. I mean, maybe it's not the job he wants, but this is like the people who would sell snake oil, remember? So they would come around, you'd have a cough, and they'd be like, take this snake oil for 3 months. You're going to feel, of course, you're going to feel better because it's going to pass. So I think the difference between somebody who does know how to do brujeria and somebody who's trying to take your money is that the successes and the changes in your life should be very evident, as opposed to people who do cold reads who are very vague. Like, when you want to do something, you do it, and when you don't want to. Well, no shit, that's everybody. Like, what are you telling me? You know, so don't.
When you're sleepy, you go to
yeah,
sleep.
like, don't tell me that shit. You know, or like
You're the type of person that is a go-getter. When you want something, you
go
tend to
get
go
it.
after it.
Yeah, like.
But you kind of hold yourself back at the same time.
And you laugh, but I have been, I like to test people, and I've been to botanicas, and I go in without any of my stuff to show that I'm a santera, and I'll get a reading, and they're like, you want to get married because I won't have my ring on. And I'm like, no, I don't. And they're like,
You want a dick pic.
you're not happy in your marriage. You're wrong. And then they start getting offended because it's all these like things that they're just fishing for you to go to a psychic. And this is my advice for you to go to a psychic, medium, whoever. It has to be very specific to you. If they're not telling you something that only you would know, and if they're talking to somebody who's deceased, they should say something that only you would know, because that spirit is supposed to guide the person, the medium. Because when I'm doing misas or readings, I'm relying on mediumship, and they know if they make me look stupid, this is not going to work out right. So if I feel it, I'll tell you, and it has to be very specific, because I don't like the bullshit. Like, I go to Cuba a lot for things, and I go to religious things, and not because I'm a santera or a witch. It happens to me too. People will tell me things, and I'm like, so I know. And then sometimes you want to believe so bad that you're like, that is true. I did wear yellow socks one day last year. Like, no, bitch, no, that's not for you, you know? So you kind of have to be
You said the
specific.
things you're wearing show that you're a santera. Like right now, the things that you're wearing.
Well, this is my bracelet that shows what saint I'm inducted to. And it like gets fed, and it goes through a ceremony with me. I have a few of them, but this is the one. It shows I'm hija de Agayu with Ochun. And then this is a saint called Orula, and it's a saint that I received, and it's yellow and green because it's the pact between life and death. So in the Bible, when the floods came and everybody was getting, God was done with us, Orula made a pact telling God, don't take my children before their time. And God was like, well, I don't know who's yours. So he said, I'm going to mark them. So this is my mark, right? And then this is an Il Dedo Batala that gets washed, and it's through a ceremony, and it represents the world. But yeah. See? And then I have a tattoo just in case I forget.
And what about all the eyes that you have on?
That's a preference, but also I believe in the evil eye. I believe that people can see you and be jealous of your life for no apparent reason, right? maybe they see me sitting here with you guys and they're like, she's not that funny. Why can't I be there? Right? And I'm hilarious. But so I wear a lot of evil eyes, and any jewelry that I have on, I get washed and blessed.
My daughter, when she was first born, she got a bracelet of the evil eye.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, because you're Hispanic, right? So that, yeah, I put them on my kids, on my son.
And I don't know what happened, but the evil eye disappeared. And God knows where it is. Or who knows where it is. But I remember it was a big thing because it came from her mom's side. Because I hadn't even heard of it. And then we're talking about 2013. I was 23 at the time. And until then, I was like, that's weird. And now on social media, everybody has the eye on their bio. Why?
I don't know what's on their bio. It's on mine because I sell them. But that's why. Because to be honest with you, Santeria and the evil eye are very different, right? So we believe in the evil eye, que alguien te echa mal ojo. But
Mal ojo.
Mal de ojo, right? But this is something that's Middle Eastern. You know, it's like the
Eye of Horus, right?
Yeah, or some people call it the Eye of Fatima, I think, or like the Hamsa, the Hand of Moses. People wear that too. But Hispanic people will always tell you, put something to your baby so pa que no le echen ojo, right? Maybe your daughter was very cute, or maybe your daughter called a lot of attention. And people will buy that from me for their kids, and then they'll freak out when they lose it, right? They're like, oh my God, it broke. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to disappear if it works. It's supposed to break because it caught something and it took it away.
Oh.
So it's not for you to wear it all the time. Like,
and here you are baptizing people, Hooter.
Yeah.
All you need is freaking bracelet.
You know what's wild? Fuck. When she got baptized, it's when it disappeared. That's wild. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just making up shit.
The priest took it. The priest took. But you know, so like not to knock back. I had my son baptized. He did catechism classes. He has to do everything because I do a lot of things because of tradition, right? And I'm Mexican,
I think it's horrible.
so we do.
In my opinion,
Martin, this is like the conversation we had when we first went to my house. But my son also just did his santo. He did the ceremony where he's inducted into Santeria, one of the final steps. And a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, he's 12. You're gonna have him do the ceremony. What if he doesn't want to be a santero? What if he?" Perfect. If he turns 18 when he's out of my house and in college and he's like, Mom, I don't want to do this, and he's found his happiness in something else, then he needs to choose that. And all those things that he has, he needs to leave with me, all the deities that he's received. Because if that's really his happiness, being Muslim, whatever is his happiness, that's what he has to strive for.
But what about if it's nothing? Like right now, I don't have anything.
My husband's like you. So my husband lives with me, right, with the cauldron and
the floating cats in there and shit.
People will drop off random things, and he's like, hey, some lady came and left you a basket with, I don't know what's in it. It's in the back.
That's wild, dude.
Right? So we're doing misas, which are basically like seances. He's in the back woodworking, like he's totally not into this. So what happens is this, right? I think that for any good relationship, you have to respect each other. So I respect him, and he doesn't ever have to be religious, but he has to respect it. So there's we'll joke around. Like if he sees me doing something, he's like, well, there you go again. We're going to hide the dogs. Like, but it's a joke. But if it were serious and he were to say something offensive to me, we would have a problem because this is my faith, and he's my son's stepdad. And when I went to go do the ceremony, I was like, what do you think? Because you always need another perspective. And he was like, look, I think that if it's worked for you and he's being raised in this, then yeah, do it if it's going to be good for him. But be open to if he doesn't want to do anything at all, Tanya. I'm like, okay, perfect. But the way that the Santo works and spiritualism works is I can already tell that my son is already, like he feels like he's part of it more now. So he's already developing a religious relationship on his own, not even with me. Because he's 12. Like, he can't do a lot. He can't sit in a seance. He's like, let's get out of here. And if you tell him things about himself, he's interested. As soon as you move to Martin, he's like, oh, my God, like, let's go. So I think you have to be open to people finding their happiness. I don't think everybody should be a santero. I don't think you should be a santero. I think you should find whatever makes you happy. But I do know that this works because I've seen it work. And Santeria is very... it's very human. The religious experience is very human. So I can throw 4 pieces of coconut and get an answer to something. Like, are you going to go to jail because of this case? Yes or no? Yes, no. And I have full faith that whatever that answers me is what's going to happen.
Whoa.
So
It's when somebody comes in very specific, like you said.
yeah, you have to.
So I might be going to jail,
no, like,
right? And then you say yay or nay.
well, let's say you got like.
So you got a case.
You caught a case, right? I just had that we were talking about that. You caught a case. I had somebody who caught 3 cases, federal cases, and they came to me because they're my god kid, and they were like, "Okay, this is
Hey,
what."
I'll try anything.
Right? He was like, "I know I've been gone for a year, but I'm back." I was like, "Okay." So we're asking, and I
How
was
many
like,
cats do I need to bring?
right? He was like, "I was like, this is gonna be a lot of cats." No. So we're talking, and he gets a reading, and through the reading, I tell him, "Okay, here the reading is saying there's something missing. Something that you're telling me is missing." Oh, I forgot to tell you that when they took the drugs out of my car, they didn't give me a receipt, the cops. And I'm going to go fight for that because they took my money. I was like, okay, hold on. So we ask again. I'm like, don't fight for it. Do this, this.
Okay,
let
hold
it
on,
go.
hold on. The balls, though.
Right?
The
I was
balls.
like,
Hey, man.
I was like, you go ask for
Listen,
your drugs.
I got kicked out of a fucking club years ago, and I was in the bathroom snorting coke in the toilet, and the guy kept tapping me, and I'm like, hold on, I thought it was my friend, and I'm like, I'm not done yet, you know? And I'm fucking
Very high
doing
class
bumps.
in the toilet.
Yeah, well, you know, that's where you do coke, in the toilet a lot of times. If you haven't you ever done coke, Tanya?
Never.
Don't you know
I've never
coke
done coke.
etiquette? You go
I've
to the
never done
bathroom, and then you
coke.
hide in the toilet. So
never done
anyway,
coke.
I turn back, and it's a security guard, and I go, oh, fuck, and he snatched it from me, and I go, what the fuck, bro? I go, just give it back, I'll leave. And he goes, no, I'm gonna have to confiscate it. And I'm like, oh, I'm fucked.
a little
So
crazy.
he confiscated it and kicked me out. Now,
And then he snorted your coke.
what? I'm pretty sure he did. Now, what am I gonna do? Call the cops? Hey,
No, this
man,
guy wanted to
give
call
me
the cops.
back my. This guy
No.
took my coke. You know,
This
that's-
guy was like, I want my
And that's why I said that
3 bags
story.
of meth and my Gucci bag, and I want it back. So we asked, and I was like, no, do this, do that, do the other. So now he's done things with me, and now they kicked out 2 of his cases. So now it's on 1. So very specifically, he's being helped, right? This does not, before people come at me, I'm not condoning him selling drugs, but we live in the real world, right? So of course I told him not to sell drugs. Hello, don't be an asshat. But that's what he does. So if he comes to me to help him, I'm going to help him get out of his situation. I'm not going to help him, like I'm not selling the meth out the back, you know? So, because the point is not to do that. But yeah, we can ask. Or I have people who have come to me who can't have kids, and we help them get pregnant.
Her husband's fucks him.
Yeah, pretty much. He's atheist, but he's also a whore. It works out really well. It's really good.
With the high sperm count.
right?
Very high. Through
There
the
you
roof.
go. Good job, babe.
Now that works.
So that does work, but what happens? So I think that you have to be intelligent. When people come to me for things like that, the first thing I ask is if you've already explored all medical options, everything that you could possibly do, because I'm not a doctor, right? And maybe there is something medically wrong with you, and I'm not going to be able to fix that, right? And then if they tell me they've done all that, then I will do a reading and I'll ask if I can help them get pregnant. If it tells me yes, I will proceed. If it tells me no, this person's not going to get pregnant, then I have to be honest with them and tell them, you know what? It's not going to happen for you. And it's hard because I feel bad, but I don't want to be those people who take your money.
I was just gonna say, how easy is it to just say, yeah, bring
And
me
then
back this, bring me back that,
and then they'll flip it and blame it on you. Like, this would have worked, but you didn't believe.
Yeah.
That's partial. You do have to believe. But if you're hitting the same wall over and over, that we have a saying right in our house. Maybe you come to my house and I try to do something for you and it doesn't work once. And we do it again and it doesn't work. But then maybe you meet Martin, who's also a santero, and it works with you and him. That could be that the connection, the spiritual connection, is good between you two. And the connection between me and you isn't. And if you're a person who has some kind of decorum, you're going to be honest, because it's not about money. You have to help somebody. So if it's not working between you and me, I'm going to tell you, you know what? We're not connected. Something is not working, and it isn't your fault and it isn't my fault. I think you should go to someone else. But that's not what happens here. What happens in the US is it's not working. Pay me more money.
So it could work.
Bring me 3 more cats. This is not, you know.
And let's just clarify, nobody's killing cats.
Nobody's killing cats.
Okay,
I love
thank you.
cats.
Okay,
We kill chickens, no
Okay.
cats.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
goats, turtles. Sometimes these things will look like rats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Hey,
Yeah.
listen.
But no cats, no domesticated animals.
were hurt
Were
in
hurt.
the hearing of this individual.
Fuck,
No
dude.
domesticated
Okay,
animals.
I want to backtrack a little bit because I think there's something that is really important here. We're talking about the bracelet with for the evil eye, right?
Uh-huh.
To protect you against people giving you the evil eye.
Mm-hmm.
And we were also talking about you come get a reading to find out if somebody did brujeria on you, and that's why you're not getting a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now, which I think I think that's a loaded statement right there. So does that mean that people that's a curse? Somebody cursed you.
Yeah.
Somebody cursed you, and now you need to get rid of this curse. There's people that walk around their whole life, and maybe they're constantly, there's this black cloud following them around, and you're like, God damn, this is the most unluckiest motherfucker on the planet. You know, it's like this happens. Is that a curse that could be generational? Where
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
totally believe in generational curses.
and now, so just as you said you practice brujeria, right? And you have your cauldron. Is there people out there that could come to you and say, hey, man, I want to put a curse on this
Yes.
person?
Yes.
And is that something that you feel comfortable talking about? Is
Yeah,
that
I could
something
talk
that
about
you
it.
do, or is that something that people do? And what does that even entail? Again, I think that I just wanted to revisit that a little bit.
So I get a lot of people who are scorned, like romantically, are very quick to be like, I want to curse them. I want him never to get, never get it up again, never meet a girl. Never. That's like the biggest thing, right?
Hell
But-
hath no fury like
yeah.
a woman scorned.
So I should preface this with, I'm not a regular santera. I've studied a lot of different religions, and I believe in different things. So I believe in karma, to the sense where I'm not going to throw out bad things because I don't want them to come back. And if you're a person who studied things like that, then I think that, I know all these witches on Instagram are like, no, because there's the rule of do bad to me, I do bad to you. Okay, that's the way you believe. But I don't think that because this guy broke up with you, he should never find happiness again. I think that if you come to me with that, then I'm going to advise you.
Fuck this motherfucker.
Yeah, like that's so crazy, right? Like
You
we're
know
not,
what's wild? I could totally picture chicks doing that.
Oh no, I could totally. I'm telling you, it happens all the time. And then there's no expense to be spared. Charge me whatever you want, right?
Just make sure this piece of
I just
shit
never
is
want him to
ruined.
be happy. So what happens at that point? I tell people, okay, well, no, we're not going to do that, because then you're gonna also call things into your life. And don't you want to move on and find somebody? Maybe you should do different brujerias or different ceremonies to have yourself feel better, to get you in a better. What is it that you want? You want a better financial position. Let's work on you. Let's not worry about him. Because if he really did something so fucked up to you, he's going to get his. So let's work on you, right? So I would say 20% of the time they stay with me, and 80% of the time they go with somebody else and pay them, and the person does the brujeria.
So does that happen where people are so obviously people are paying for this to happen?
Yeah.
In order for you to get cursed, I've heard different perspectives. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, you have to believe that curse is going to work on you in order for it to work. If you don't believe it, then it's not going to affect you. Blah blah blah, yada yada. Now you have to go do a cleanse in order to get rid of this curse. Now, what is the reality of that? Because how effective are these curses? Because again, there are people who are walking around with a black cloud over their head.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've met people who have these generational curses, and they're really strong. And it's to the point where you're like, wow, your family has suffered like all these generations with this. And it's the biggest brujeria in my mind is your thoughts, your pensamiento. Like if I see whoever and I'm like, I fucking hate this guy, I hope everything goes bad for him, and I dedicate 5 minutes of hate a day to him, like literally dedicate 5 minutes a day of hate to him, like I want everything to go bad, that's gonna work. Because my mind is so focused, and I'm so focused on things going bad for him. And then if I compound that with going to somebody and I want to do a trabajo to close all his doors, I want him to lose his
A
job.
trabajo means a curse,
witchcraft,
a
right?
witchcraft.
A curse. I want to do a curse for him to lose his job. I want to do all these things. Yeah, it's going to work. Of course, there's brujos and there's brujos, right? You could go to the Ross of brujeria, and maybe it's not going to work like the Nordstrom of brujeria, right?
The Ross of brujeria.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
There is, right? There's price points, and there's people who
Fucking 99-cent brujos.
Yeah, I don't know if they're 99-cent brujos.
Well, 99-cent store.
But yeah, you know, they're
$3 brujo coming at you.
These spells expire tomorrow.
Listen,
So you
are
better
you
hurry
tired
the
of getting
fuck up.
robbed by the freaking high-priced brujos? Come here and get your dollar curses.
Oh heck no! But there's people who don't know what they're doing, so they'll charge you
Menu
cheap.
curses has got to be the best, bro. Okay, what can I get for $1 on the menu here? Okay,
They're like, not a lot.
maybe
not
you
a
get-
lot.
yeah, you're
Just
gonna
the
make-
chicken foot. Just
you can
the
make your
chicken
fucking
foot.
X trip tomorrow, dude. That's it.
That takes a lot of focus. It's not gonna be $1. It's not gonna be $1. But it's
He's going to burn the toast.
gonna be late for work tomorrow again.
He's gonna fucking bite his cheek while he's chewing, bro. That's it. Okay.
His beer's going to get warm quick.
He's only gonna have dinner outside when it's windy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But I definitely think that generational curses exist, and people think that they're things that are really bad, like, oh, my uncle's died. It doesn't have to be that. It could be like, you are an only child of an only child of an only child, right?
Oh, wow.
And
Oh, that could be one?
Yeah, because that person I've had this happen, that person who's an only child felt really alone. So when their parents died, they were all alone. So they've had that through their whole life. That's a generational curse.
Well, you know what's interesting?
And you have to break it.
My grandma
by having
had an
kids.
only child. My sister had an only child. I had an only child.
But your boy
But you
had
broke it.
3.
There you go.
Broke it.
Broke it. You are graduated to the next you're Harry Potter level 1.
Fucking-
Right there, Harry
What am I,
Potter.
Carmelo Anthony after he drains a 3, bro? Hello? I mean, dude.
But I don't know that was a curse. I just said, fuck it, I'm pulling out and I'm getting fixed.
Well, maybe it wasn't. Okay, so let's see. Maybe you didn't think of it as a curse. But
You know
grew
what?
up by
I got a
yourself.
curse because I had 3 fucking kids when I didn't want any fucking kids. So maybe maybe they reverse cursed me, dude. These motherfuckers.
No, maybe you wanted a little brother when you were growing up.
I did.
And saw that. And we're like, okay, I'm already one in. We'll have another. And then the third one, well, here we go. There you go.
None of them were planned, dude.
None of them were unplanned either.
True.
So I
I mean,
think
you was fucking.
there you go.
What
So
do you think happens when you fuck?
It's subconscious, right? You have him as a dad.
Come.
You know what happens when you fuck. You have him as a
Coming, a lot of coming.
dad. So that's a generational curse, guys. And he broke it.
Okay.
Where's the fucking thank you, dude?
We're gonna get you a cape.
So now, in order to get rid of this, okay, now which doesn't sound fair. Like your great grandparents were pieces of shit, and somebody put a curse on them, and now 3 generations later, this poor kid that hasn't done dick is affected by this generational curse.
Well, it's gonna lose.
does-
It's gonna lose steam, right? It's not gonna be as strong as when your grandparents, but something's definitely gonna linger, right? So I think that at that point, if you come to see me or anybody, right, if you're searching for something spiritual, it's because something inside you is already telling you need something, and maybe to break whatever's lingering would be really easy. Maybe it's just a spiritual cleanse. Maybe it's maybe it's a misa for somebody who wants to speak to you. Maybe the curse is broken by you reaching out more to the spirits within your own family to help you obtain what it is that you want. But there's a lot of generational curses. There's people who, maybe were not raised by the best mom. So then they have kids and maybe they're not the best mom. So then the generational curse you need to break is to be a better mom. It doesn't have to necessarily be like what people think curses. Curses come in all different ways,
You hear that?
So-
You shitty moms, be better.
Be best.
And shitty dads too, because they're shitty dads. This is,
well, there's a lot of kings out there.
so
There's a lot of kings. There's a
sending
lot of
dick
queens.
pics when you should be taking care of your kids.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
Feed your baby, bro.
Um,
Put the fucking phone down and go feed your kid.
Stop having the baby take the picture.
yeah,
Not
dude.
cute.
Come on, man.
Oh, come on, man.
There's a lot. We were talking about this earlier, and I think it's there's a lot to unpack here as well. There's a shit ton.
He makes me laugh. I'm sorry.
Lots to unpack here, bro. Let's hear it, dude. What are we unpacking? What do we have in the first box? What are we, fucking Ryan opening toys, dude? What the fuck's going on?
No, here
That's
it
funny
is.
that you have kids. That's funny. That Ryan thing. Like,
Okay. First of all, so much to unpack.
It's like we're on QVC right now, dude.
My hand's itchy. My left hand's itchy.
oh, you're
That
gonna
means
get
you're gonna
money.
get money,
See, that's
dude.
what- that's
You
the
see
Boy.
how everybody's a brujo?
You see? Did you ever hear that
My
growing up?
fucking palm was itchy the other day. Boom, gift card on Saturday. I mean, dude. And what's wild is I have my pick of the stores, like
you don't believe.
Lowe's, fucking Buffalo Wild Wings, motherfucking.
So you don't believe you
is a
don't believe,
random
but
gift
when you
card.
get itchy, you believe.
yeah.
When it's money, he's in. We call that a certain kind of religious person. Just saying.
The hokey pokey kind.
Just
With your
saying.
right foot
You're that
in,
guy
you
who wanted
put
me
your
to get
left
back his
foot out.
meth. He was like, "Give me back the bag. Give me back the meth."
No, I didn't know that was wiki.
What's that?
The itchy palm money.
Because it's so ingrained in you, right? Like when you go
Did
get.
you just say wiki wiki?
I'm gonna hashtag that too.
Dude, that's what so whenever I tell Chiqui that I'm doing magic and shit, I'm like, I'm doing a little wiki wiki. And then I go like this.
That's funny because you know what my mom says? You've met her.
Uh-huh.
So I'll be like, "What are you doing?" I'll text her. She's like, "Wakala wakala." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What?"
So I'm not far off when I say wiki wiki.
Oh man, you guys talking Rafiki talk, bro. Just
Are
fucking
you speaking in
making
cursive?
potions and
Are you
drawing
talking cursive to
fucking
me?
lions on the trees,
I was like,
dude.
what is this?
Okay.
I'm like, "Are you?"
I didn't know that meant that. And I didn't even know that the ojo meant that. And also, my mom used to say, don't put my purse on the fucking floor because then all my money's going to disappear. Does that mean that too?
I believe that, but that's not technically. I'm sure it became. I'm sure it started as a superstition,
But if you believe it enough, it will happen.
but it'll bother you, right? She probably doesn't.
It bothers
like you to
my
do
mom.
That. Yeah.
I mean, I could.
I don't like to go to.
you put your purse on the floor.
I don't like to go to funerals, but I like to go to cemeteries. Is that weird? I don't like to go to the actual funeral because I think I'm going to pick something up and it's going to come home with me, and I don't want to do that.
But what about a cemetery?
But I like to go to one. I'm stealing things usually, and two,
What do you mean you're stealing?
What the
things?
fuck do you
Tanya.
steal at a
sometimes
cemetery?
you need stuff that you can only get there.
Bone marrow?
No, like dirt or I don't know stuff.
Cemetery dirt is powerful
Well, if you use it with the it's a process, but yeah,
with the cauldron.
yeah.
I love how at the beginning of the show she said,
I'm all
it's not that
positive.
kind of cauldron, guys. And now she's filling it with fucking cemetery
I
dirt.
didn't say filled
It's
it with.
definitely
It's not filled with it.
that kind of cauldron.
It's
Okay.
not filled with it, but it may sit on it,
I
or I may use it for other things. But cemeteries, I think, are very peaceful. And I think that's like in Europe, like if you go to like Scotland, Ireland, they're always outside the church, like right outside Prague. Like you're literally in here with the priest and then you're outside and, so I think those things are like, wow, this is really peaceful.
there was a guy. Speaking of the charlatans, there was a guy that he was a family friend, and he was from the pueblo that my mom is from. And this pueblo is beyond superstitious. I mean, every house is asustan, espantan. There's freaking ghosts. And if there's ghosts, it means that there's a treasure buried there. There's money
I've
there.
heard that in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Like if you hear
dude,
people,
there's so many goddamn superstitions, right? And this guy who's from that town had moved to the U.S., came here illegally, and he's hustling, and he used to sell Social Security cards, and he used to sell driver's license. He used to sell all kinds of shit at MacArthur
Entrepreneur.
Park. Back in and this was
Entrepreneur.
like, we're talking about the 70s, early 80s, right? And they used to call him El Council, because that's who you went for paperwork, right? And
oh yeah, Mexicans are the best.
Oh, dude, yeah.
They're the
And
best
so-
at nicknaming for sure.
El
and so-
licenciado.
correct, right? Yeah, basically.
There we go.
And so he always had a hustle. And at some point, he ended up he became a clairvoyant psychic. And he ended up putting this goddamn fucking turban on his head. And people would come to his pad.
I should have worn a turban.
And people would pay him to contact the dead, right?
And would he?
And he would take their money and tell them that he would contact
That's
them. So this one person, he said, "Hey man, well, why can't I hear the voice?" Well, for that, it's going to cost you X amount.
Because you're not wearing the turban, bud.
And we have to go to the
Which
cemetery.
we're selling here at the Dollar Video Store.
It's gonna
There you go.
it's gonna cost you this much, and we have to go to the cemetery to contact your relative. That's the only way it's going to work. And he thought the guy was going to say, well, that's too much. The guy came up with like, it was like, I don't know how many thousands. And we're talking freaking, 50 years ago,
That's a boatload of money.
It's a boatload of money, right? And he came, and so, but the guy gave him the money. And so now this guy's got to go to the fucking cemetery.
And figure something out.
Right? So he goes to the cemetery, and he's doing wiki, whatever his version of it is. Yeah. And he said, when he told the story, he said that the cemetery got dark. It got full of clouds. There was this crazy tornado, like those, those devil wind type of things that just started raking up leaves, and everybody was, and I'm getting chills telling the goddamn story, right? And he was petrified. He fucking threw off his turban, gave the people back their money, and ran, and stopped doing the wiki because it was that powerful when he went to the cemetery. Now, I don't know what caused that. I don't know what it was. I don't know if the spirits got
Maybe
mad
they got tired
at
of his
him.
bullshit.
The spirits got tired of his
think,
bullshit.
right?
I don't know. Is that like, because I remember this story. I was a little kid hearing this story.
I totally think that happens. I've seen people who fake the funk and pretend that they're possessed, and something really fucked up will happen, and then I laugh because it's so stupid. Like, why would you do that? If you really respect yourself, like I respect myself religiously enough to, if you go to my house and I don't see anything, I'm not gonna lie about it, or I'm gonna tell you guys, I don't know how this is gonna come off. So for Christmas, my son wanted a Ouija board, right? Because that's normal. So
I always wanted one.
Did you really? Okay, I want to tell you, I'm scared to death of them, which is so stupid, right? Because they're made by Milton Bradley. Okay.
My mom used to say, I'm not going to have it in my house. And I'm like, it's fucking, it's like you have Monopoly in your house too, lady. It's the same shit.
Yeah, they sell it at Target, right? So it's like December. I'm like, I'm not going to buy it for him. I'll just buy him some AirPods. Let's just move on. My mom's like, oh, look what I came home with. I bought him the Ouija board. My mom, of course. And I'm like, okay.
How old was he?
It was this. He's 12, right?
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So then he's 12. Before we left to vacation, my nephew comes over, same age. They start supposedly contacting the dead, right, by themselves. Okay, this is hilarious. I have the video. I'm going to send it to you. It's super funny. You can see that they're pushing the thing, right? Yes, no, right? And all of them joking around, like, who are we talking to? And then my nephew, like, writes out Elvis and, like, just dumb shit, right? And the door closes in the room randomly. That was it. Threw the Ouija board in the trash. My son is like, no, I don't want to do that anymore because we probably disrespected something and they got mad and I don't want to do that anymore. Okay, whatever. That's what he believes. He threw it away. We don't care. But I do think that if you're constantly doing things that you're taking advantage of people, everybody is born with a guardian angel. And that guardian angel is going to get fed up and tired and they're going to defend that person and something negative is going to happen. It's going to happen. And it's probably going to hit you where it hurts you the most, which with people, it's usually financial. That's the first thing. Or your health, or make you get embarrassed somehow. So like people like that, you couldn't pay me enough money to fake the funk. Like, I don't want to do it because I believe in things like that. Like, I believe like my husband's an atheist, but he would never be like, there you go with the fucking cauldron, like it would never come out of his mouth because he has seen things. And he is not a believer, but he knows it exists, right? So
I'd feel completely shitty of taking advantage of people. Like, that's probably my biggest pet peeve. I hate when people take advantage of people. And I hate when, like, they're really good at it,
Like when they do it with, like, no effort?
Yeah, like, it comes so easy to them. And like
to just fuck people over.
Yeah, and everybody else can see it except for the person that's getting fucked, But it fucking just irks me.
But then there's the flip side, right? So there's people who take advantage of people's faith, right? But then there's people who want to take advantage of you as the bruja. Like, they want to suck all your energy. They want you to help them for free. And then they're not even appreciative. So that's the flip side of it. I get a lot of people who I've helped, and it's like, I will get texts without even a good morning. It's just, and I'm like, good morning. What? Okay, I'm sorry. What? I'm also putting my time in.
I'll do that. I'll be like, yo, blah, blah, blah appeared to me.
No, but like
Which I haven't told that story, and I'm not ready to tell it yet because I think that I don't want to disrespect anything with that.
what happened?
What happened? Yeah.
But like I get people at the masses, right? We don't charge for the masses, right?
Hooter.
Look at he told you the story, right?
Yeah.
Or who
No,
knows?
He
Dude,
did.
so-
A lot of
shit
stuff
appears to
happened.
this guy every 5 hours and he calls me. So I don't know. It could be one of, so many things appear to this dude at all times of the day.
Oh shit.
And I'm lucky that I don't live with them. God bless Cheeky, because Cheeky be getting woken up, bro. If I was Cheeky, I'd be sleeping in a different room like, hey, man,
She's
this
like a
can
nap.
wait. This can wait till tomorrow, okay?
You have not dealt with my husband and I had just gotten together. We were asleep, and he says that I sat up in bed. I started speaking a language he couldn't recognize. I grabbed my hands. And started cracking my knuckles out of nowhere,
Hell no.
and turned around to look at him and laid back down. He says you're gonna sleep the whole fucking night. The next day, he's like, "Tell me the truth. You were fucking around, right?" And I'm like, are you talking about? He's like, you sat up, you said some weird shit. I don't know if it was in Yoruba. I don't even know. He's like, the dog was looking at you. I don't know what was going on. I'm like, what?
The
What?
bat was flying.
What? I'm like, what?
That would fuck with me. Same thing. I'd probably move rooms. I
He
would
didn't
just
move room.
like lock you in your room. Whatever the fuck's
With the
gonna happen
dog.
with
I'm
the
in the
dog.
kennel. I'm
Yeah,
in the kennel.
fuck, dude. Oh man,
Yeah.
that's bananas.
But yeah, I'll send those crazy texts.
But no, like with yours, it's like because you're so excited. But then with these people, it's like, gimme, gimme, gimme,
Help
gimme,
me.
gimme. Yeah. And I'm like, hold on, wait. And then also, you guys, come on. Like, it's a process. It took you 34 years to be this fucked up. It's not going to take me 2 days to fix you. Like, come on now. It's a process. You have to put your part. I have to put my part. And it's a process. But then I'll get people who they've paid thousands of dollars to people. And I'm like, did it help you? And they're like, yeah, because this. And then I'm like, okay, think about what you're telling me. Because now you're coming to me to help you. So did it help you? Well, no, but he told me because no. You can't do that. Like,
That's sad.
it's not okay.
And you said something earlier too about how there's the Nordstrom of brujeria and the Ross of brujeria. But let's not get it twisted. Just because you're paying Nordstrom prices doesn't always mean you're getting Nordstrom quality.
Correct.
And because you're paying Ross prices doesn't mean you're not getting hooked up with a very valuable product. So a lot of time the monetary value, you don't have to get robbed in order for it to function. I think that's important.
That's the key. Like when I said that, what I mean is like I just posted this on my personal Facebook because they were having a discussion about why santeros charge money. And I said, you're not paying me because of the candle. You're paying me because what it's taken me, I'm going to be 21 years initiated. What it's taken me 21 years, hard work, sweat, money to learn. You're not coming to me for the candle. You're coming to me for my knowledge. You're paying me for my knowledge. It's at my discretion what I want to charge you. Mm-hmm. Now, if I'm not an asshole, I'm not going to charge you exorbitant prices. But you also shouldn't be an asshole and try to take advantage of me either. So we have to respect each other. And if more people who were in my religion, I feel like respected each other, we wouldn't have all these people, like they say in Spanish, quitándote los ojos,
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to respect each other. Like you're not paying me for the 45 minutes I sat with you. You're paying me for the 21 years it took me to learn how to throw those 4 pieces of coconut to tell you not to fight for the meth. Mm-hmm. That's what it's telling me.
Fight for the meth.
Like it.
Do you really throw coconut? Or is that just
No, we do. We speak to deities with, you get a coconut and you take out the outside. Mm-hmm. You know how the inside will stay brown and white? Okay, so it's a form of divination. It's 4 pieces. And if they all fall brown side up, it's one thing. 2 up, 2 down, it's one thing. 3 up, 1 down, it's one thing. We also speak a language called Yoruba, which is from Africa. People who really study, learn the language. We also, when we throw the shells to consult you, mm-hmm. there's more than 600 different ways that it could fall. And we have to tell you there's a numeration system. So we have to study that numeration system. All of our prayers are done in Yoruban. And it's all things that are taught to you how to do. And for you to kill animals, my religion kills animals. That's just a fact. But for you to do that, you have to go through a ceremony. Because the point is not for you to make the animals suffer. It's a means to an end. It's kind of like the chicken or you. So it's going to be the chicken. Mm-hmm. But you should not be constantly killing animals because that's not good either. the way you should focus religiously is you should always do spiritualism first. You should always try for things to get you aligned spiritually so that you're able to focus on the things and obtain the things you want.
I don't know if this is a question that, you know, I should be asking, but I'm going to ask it anyway, just because, you know, you're mentioning sacrificing chickens and goats and things. What happens to the meat afterwards of that? Does that get thrown away? Does it get discarded? Does it get eaten?
So sometimes the deity will tell you that it wants you to cook it, and you'll cook it. Sometimes you'll have to throw it in different places. In the U.S., it's very rare because we're a very wasteful society for us to eat that meat, right? We're not going to kill the chicken, clean the thing, kill the chivo. We're not going to do all that. But in Cuba, like I was just in Cuba 2 months ago, and I did a 5 different santos with my mom, which are very big ceremonies. There was a lot of animals. Everybody who worked those saints also went because I pay them and because they wanted the meat to take home. So then it does a full circle, right? Like I used this for my religious purpose. Now you're taking it home. Now it's going to feed your family. And I think that's the best, most organic way.
Sure.
But here we're so like, I want to go to McDonald's and get my chicken nuggets. I'm not going to cook this chicken. Like, you know, so, but yeah, in an ideal situation, you would eat it if you're allowed. Some people clean themselves with that, and then you're not going to eat that animal.
And, you know, there's a lot of people that cringe at the thought of animal sacrifice. It's very disturbing. But, you know, historically, it's been a practice as old as time. You can even go back to the temple, the Hebrew, the Jewish temple, where in order to go into the Holy of Holies, you had to bring lambs and you had to bring
They still kill animals
goats,
now. Jewish
calf.
people still kill chickens now.
Correct. They don't talk about it as much
Yeah.
as so those are practices that have been going on for a very long time. It's not unique to Santeria. I mean, the Aztecs, for crying out loud, were sacrificing virgins and taking out
Yeah,
their
they were
hearts
taking
and
the
things.
people. They were like,
They were taking the
they were
people and
legit.
sacrificing. Yeah, that was like fucking like, whoa, what the fuck is this? Now, a lot of that, the flowery wars, they called them, is because they were hungry and there was no food. And so the tribes would make deals with each other where they would take prisoners during these quote-unquote wars, sacrifice them, but they would eat the meat. There was a lot of cannibalism, going on
cannibalism.
because they were starving, you know. And so, I mean, it's a fact. I mean, people don't want to admit that happened, but that's
Well,
a
it
fact.
happens like in most wars, right? Where there's prisoners of war. Like if you read, a lot of people turned into cannibals. A lot of things like that happened. But animal sacrifice, I have a friend who's Armenian, She just went to Armenia. She went to see a gypsy in Armenia who her family has seen for years. They told her that for her to get rid of her curse, she had to kill a wolf, find a wolf, and have them sacrifice a wolf. Okay. In Armenia, I guess it's like common. She found the wolf. They did something with the skin. I don't know what. I haven't finished the whole story. But I was like, wow, a wolf, really? And she's like, yeah, like in Armenia, we do that. I'm like, oh, okay. So
I'd be fucking terrified, dude.
I don't think she kills it. I think it's like with Santeria, like somebody else kills it for you, you know? And I've never heard of that before, but she told me that happened. So I was like, okay. I used to be very anti-animal sacrifice. When my mom got into this religion, I was like, oh, I'm never going to hold a chicken. Yeah, right. Like, this is so lame. And now I'm like, bring the chicken now.
Fucking give me
The
that
funny thing
neck.
is that no, you see, I'll show you later. But you're doing it all wrong. But okay. So now I'm more like, if it calls for this, then let's do it. Let's do it the most humane way possible. But you know, sometimes that's not what you need. People think that because I see a lot of people on Instagram and they're posting like killing chickens. No, because sometimes with a glass of water and a lot of faith, you can move mountains. It just depends. It depends. That's why people who message me and are like, I need a limpia. You need a reading because I don't know what's wrong with you. How am I going to, if you're a doctor and you're come to me and I give you a penicillin shot, I don't know what you have. You could be allergic to penicillin. Like, no. But people who you message and you're like, I need a limpia, and they tell you yes, do not go to that person. That person has no clue what's wrong with you, and they're just throwing something and seeing if it sticks, you know?
Is the limpia with the egg?
Sometimes.
See, that's the thing. Like that's the other thing is like we as Latinos, we grow up hearing this whole thing about, you know, oh, you need a limpia, go somebody that they do an egg on you, and there's like there's people like that do sage, you know. It's what's interesting to me is how many people get so afraid of anything that's different. Like, for instance, sage. Some people wouldn't even want sage in their home because they're like, that's witchcraft. You're inviting evil. You're opening doors that you will never be able to close, and you're inviting these spirits. Holy shit, man. Sage has been used in religious ceremonies in Christianity and in Catholicism.
And people cook with sage, right? Like, there's a lot of different. My husband will not do anything but love sage. Like, I'll come to the house, I'm like, why are you burning so much of this? Like, it's like we look like we're having a fire. And he's like, I really like it. I'm like, okay, but I have somebody who came to me and she had to clean her house, and I was like, oh, just do sage. It's the easiest thing. And she's like, I can't. If my parents smell it, I can't.
But
I'm like,
dude, it's an
"That's
antibacterial.
crazy." Yeah, you're supposed to. It's used like we use it in the masses too that we do when there's so many people because it kills germs. So we'll like sage everybody real quick and then distance them.
Does it get rid of ghosts?
Not if the ghost wants to stay. Well, ghosts are weird, right? Because ghosts.
Okay, what the fuck? What, did you just ask that randomly? Or
No,
you
no,
believe
no,
in
no, no.
ghosts?
Because Pilla thinks she sees ghosts at the house.
She might.
Yeah, that's what I talked to a few people, and they said, yeah, she could probably see it. But she said
She sees it, she feels it, or she hears it.
Hears and sees, right? And it's always at nighttime. And she says that, like, she'll look in the hallway and then it'll
It's
run
like in the
away.
corner of her eye.
Yeah. And then I say, Pilla, that's probably really your kid that's not sleeping and running away when you fucking look up. And she said, no.
That's her kid.
Exactly.
Like that's her kid.
And I said, okay, how come I've never seen it? And then she said, well, I don't know. And then I told somebody this story, and they said, well, maybe it is a little kid who's afraid of men. Like,
Ooh.
a man who's in the house. And then I said,
That's a very movie
Okay.
plot answer.
yeah, right. And I said, well, that's kind of fair because I never said it. And maybe they hear me yell at my fucking kids all day. So maybe they're scared of me now, and maybe they run too. And that's why I don't see the kid.
So we believe that if you can see them from the corner of your eye,
Mm-hmm.
and they're running, but she can kind of see them from the corner of her eye, she should try to look at it to see if she can get the whole thing. But if you can see them, they're not necessarily bad. But if they continue to hide, then it's something you have to get rid of in your house. So it could be something lingering from the previous owner. It could be that the person who lived in your house before was older. It could be, also something lingering from her. Maybe there's like a spirit that wants to speak to her that's a family member. But usually what I tell people is if you see that, try to see it. If it completely hides from you, that's not good. You should be able to see some of it.
Mira.
Because or have your dad over. But if she hears
I'll be missing a chicken if he shows up.
you have chickens?
Well, I don't know if I want to tell you how many I have, but yeah, I do.
I'm going to go to your house. I can
No,
get rid of that little shadow in no time.
Yeah, and then I'm not going to be able to eat omelets the next day. Shit.
But you said she hears
I'd
it?
rather live with the little kid running around. I already have 3 running around. What's one more? Fuck it. At least I don't have to feed this one. It's all good. Shit.
You eat the eggs from the chickens?
Mm-hmm.
See, I can't get down like that. I can kill chickens.
But you won't eat their eggs?
I can't see it, give an egg, and then eat it. Like, I feel like weird.
It's good. Those eggs are good.
I'm sure they're great.
But wait, you don't eat eggs ever?
I mean, sometimes, but no, not really. I feel weird about it. Like, I don't know. And then I've seen people get limpias with eggs. We don't always do it. And then I'll see what comes out of the egg, and I'm like, oh, hell no.
So when you do a cleanse with an egg, what does that even like entail? Because I remember fucking like even like comics back in the day, a lot of Latino comics. Hey man, you need a limpia. Go over there and get somebody to do an egg on you.
The egg
Dude, I know somebody who went because that fool was cheating on his chick. And then the mom said, well, in order to take him back, he needs to go get a limpia. So he went. All 3 of them went. And there was an egg rolling around all over his body, dude, because he knew
What
that
was
the
that going to
limpia
do? The egg's not going to keep his penis
keep
in
him
his
from
hand.
cheating.
Oh, get out of here. Stop it. That's not going to do that.
Oh, well, I mean, I wasn't in charge of the limpia thing. I just
Are
know.
they still together?
No.
There you go. Hello. I mean, people, let's come on now. No. And the egg rolling around. Nah, stop it. No.
So what do you do with the egg?
I'm going to stop it. No.
Stop it, Hooter.
Like if I was the one cleaning the fucking
So-
guy. I just know the story.
So there's like
The one thing you believe, and it's like no, that's
they're
bullshit.
like, not that.
I don't even believe it. I'm just letting you know
Let's
that
just
this
go to your
asshole.
house, give me the chicken. Tell
And
your
we'll get
wife
rid
to
of
tell
this
me where
kid.
she saw this thing. But you know what? It's not a kid. Back to that. They don't have to be kids. They could be a spirit called a chibiriku, which comes from African. It's an African word that is like little.
So it's a black kid.
It's like little devils, spirits that have nowhere to go, and they go to your house. But usually, if it's in your house like that and it's stayed, it's either something that came with the house or something that's trying to communicate to her. But you said she saw it and she hears it. That's like very advanced for somebody who's not into anything because it takes a long time. So then that means that it's something that's trying to tell her something. So
Trying to communicate with her.
She should ask its name and put a glass of water outside your house and it'll go outside for a little bit. The egg, you can start at like the top of your head and then you work your way down, or it can just be for your eyes. But I think the egg thing came because Hispanics go to curanderas, and those were easily available because they usually lived on a farm, and there was eggs and there was hierbas. So what's the biggest thing that Mexicans do? Egg and hierba.
Absolutely. Herbs and eggs.
Right? So then I think that those limpias do work, but I think they're not one size fits all. You know, because there's certain people who get inducted into my religion who can never eat eggs again. They take it away from you because in my religion, there's things that are prohibited. It's very specific to you. There's certain things you cannot do. And some people cannot do anything with eggs, so they would never,
Eat it.
Yeah, they would never, because they should only clean themselves with eggs and never eat it. And then there's people who can't.
Have you ever used eggs?
I think in a misa I did. In a misa, because the person came to, but it was like a three-part limpia. It was like eggs, herbs, and the thing that we do with the plate to see the muerto. Did we do that when you were there?
No.
We can clean you with a plate and tobacco, and I can show you the picture of what was disturbing you. That one's good. That was my favorite. I want to tell you.
It's like a magic show.
And my mom does it like the best. Like legit, I've been scared out of my mind, and I try to keep it cool because I don't know all the people in the mass, and I'm like, no big deal. And then afterwards, I'm like, Mom, that really was scary,
That
but
sounds
really good.
bananas.
So trade
And
me
coconuts.
a chicken. I will take you the plate. We'll work it out.
Listen, this is all fascinating. Let me tell you something, Tanya. I was very much like Hooter. A doubting Thomas.
What, dude? I'm not. Oh my god.
You just said you don't believe in anything right now. I'm not
But
shitting
his
on you.
daughter-
That's okay.
His daughter
No.
had the evil eye. His wife sees spirits.
Yeah, but he don't believe in.
They got the
dick.
chicken ready
Yeah.
for me. I don't know, Hooter.
Yeah.
I'm not believing it.
So-
No. All I said was I'm not. I don't doubt you guys. I just.
Oh,
Oh. I've listened to previous podcasts. This is not
Well,
how
I just make fun of his rocks and shit. You know what's funny, dude? Years ago, he told me I needed to stop putting my wallet in my back pocket because I was gonna have hip problems. There's no way in fuck holding all those rocks aren't gonna fuck up his hips, dude. Over a matter of time.
Why would you?
A little wallet like this, dude. Yeah, over 50, 70 fucking years, maybe will fuck up my hips. We're looking at, dude, a
Where
few
do you
months
carry your wallet now?
in my front pocket, and it's a money clip because he.
You see? It's ingrained. Like the itchy palm.
But what I'm saying is his hips got to be fucked with all the rocks he's carrying around. Just the belt alone, he's got to replace every 6 months. Anyways, I don't doubt you guys, okay? I just said that I'm not a believer of anything. Like, yeah, whatever, they give my daughter a fucking eye bracelet. All cool. I'm not gonna be like, get that shit out of my house. You know what I mean? The fucking my mom doesn't want me. The purse on the floor. Okay, fucking put it on the sofa. Whatever makes you happy. I'm very, yeah. Whatever makes you happy. Like,
you're like Wata.
Don't know why he has to do it in the Asian accent, but what was the third thing? The fucking itchy palm. One day my mom said, "Hey, your palm's itchy. You might make some, or you're gonna get some money." I mean, I didn't know that. Not that I'm knocking it now. You know what I mean? I still, hopefully I get some fucking money. That'd be great. You know what I mean? Hopefully my palm gets more itchy.
Here come the Biden bucks.
So I'm not dismissing you guys, is what I'm trying to say. Like, he tries to say, oh, he shits on me, and
No, I didn't- did I
probably
say that?
goes and
Those
shows
words never
up like,
came out of
oh,
my
my
mouth.
son shits on us, and I don't know who's us. Okay, that's all. I'm not dismissing nothing. Okay, you see people, let you see people. I let Pilla see people in the fucking hallway. I'm all good. I don't want no bad vibes. I don't want
I'll
no
give you an evil eye
curses.
bracelet. There you go. Just break that right now.
I don't want no curses, dude. I don't want no trouble.
I want no trouble.
Okay? My dad wants to believe what he believes in. That's all good to me, for me. Okay?
So
Okay, carry on.
for me, I grew up very Catholic, and then I rebelled hard against Catholicism, and then I got into
Christian
evangelical
phase.
Christianity, which then that left a bad taste in my mouth. And so then I got into, this is all bullshit. There's nothing. And I was just very, not just not a believer, but angry. And, just like you say, your husband like respects it. Nah, I wouldn't respect it. I just
Very
shit on-
cynical.
beyond cynical and downright nasty, like just like, you dumb motherfucker, really, you believe that shit, like that kind of shit, like would just completely like stop it, just stop it with that, especially with the
I'm like,
with the that
I'm gonna stick with Hooter. He was nicer about it. He was like, be happy.
You dumb motherfucker.
what did you do, you fuck,
You
like,
stupid fuck. You think this fool died and came back 3 days later to hide some eggs, you stupid fuck? Huh? The fuck out of here. Goddamn. Today's not his birthday, you motherfucker.
Exactly. The 25th is when he was born, you fuckface. Stop it. It's not Jesus' birthday, you motherfucker. You think I had blue eyes and blonde hair? Just cut it out. Like,
Well, that's in the
kind of
Bible
shit,
that he
kind
didn't
of-
have blue eyes and blonde hair. That's in the Bible. That's
Where?
like facts.
Where?
He didn't have that
Oh,
because
okay.
they say his skin,
Okay, cool,
his
yeah, I thought
hair
you said it
woolly-
is in the Bible. I'm
they
like,
say
where?
His skin was like burnt copper, hair's woolly brass. He's
Correct.
black. And he's in the heat. Hello, he's in the heat. Don't be dumb.
Yeah.
He wasn't born in December.
Yes.
It's the equinox.
Oh, you guys
Correct.
are going to make
That's-
a lot of tias mad right now.
That-
though.
you're going to make
I'm
a lot
sorry.
of tias mad.
I don't have any tias, thank God.
So,
Amen.
so yeah, I was so that's how I was. I was like, shut the fuck up, like stop it, like you're really angry because you think that this is the image of the Jesus, like you're fucking crazy. Even if the dude did exist, he didn't look like this. Like, cut it the fuck out, right? And then. I'll tell you but I always had this connection, and this is going to sound nuts, but I felt like I always had a connection to the spirit realm.
Okay.
The spirit realm, I thought, I did believe that existed, right? Not necessarily the deities that everybody talked about and the dogma that was being shoved down my throat, or the don't jack off or you're going to hell. That kind of shit I had problems with, right?
I missed that part in the Bible.
Well, what doesn't exist? It was man-made, but I'm sure they told your kid in catechism the same fucking thing. And so,
I'm gonna ask him tonight.
dude, masturbation, fucking horrible sin. Go pray and get it out of your head. And so, I
Oh, fuck.
now, I will say, I then started meditating more. Like, just as I got older, I started meditating. Got rid of the quote unquote religion part. All this craziness that had been programmed into me had nothing to do with what I believed. This was what I would, in my opinion, was not true, being shoved down my throat, and everybody's throat for that matter. I got rid of that. I pushed it all back and started just meditating. I started, working with sage. I started burning incense. I started connecting almost to the spirit realm with my ancestors. But that I did naturally, just, by chance. And then, I would talk about sage, which is when you reached out to me and said, hey, my husband listens to the podcast.
Oh, no way. That's how.
So my husband heard Martin say something about sage, and I had started a chat, and he's like, Martin said something about sage. You should send him some sage. And I reached out and I was like, hey, my husband listens to your podcast. Can I give you some sage?
She goes, I just want to gift you some
I
sage.
just want to give it to you.
I'm like, yeah, I have no problem with that. Yeah, I told Cheeky, hey man, send the address. We're gonna, to the office or whatever.
Dude, that is hilarious.
What is hilarious?
What, like, that's so.
Random.
No, not only random, but just completely two other sides, right? Because you said your husband isn't
isn't that weird? So he hates,
Which is why he listens to the Yo 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 podcast. That explains that. That's not that
He
random.
loves your podcast, and he's like, I can't believe that you're gonna go over there and with your brujeria and forget it. Like, it's very funny. Like, yeah, I'm like, told you so.
Now
That's hysterical.
so
I feel, you know what? I feel we need to have both of you guys on to kind of even out and balance
We're good.
the table. You know what I
We're
mean?
so okay.
Like, there needs to be, I just feel a little outmatched, and I feel like your husband could really.
Atheists unite. Let's go now.
So you reached out and you said, I want to gift you some sage. And so I was like, okay. And I've told a story, but you haven't been on the Yo 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 podcast. So I'm just revisiting a little bit. And then I went on your page and then I said, oh, wow, look at this. She's into crystals. She's into sage. She's into, and at the time it was like this hybrid of, I don't know, this new age Santeria almost, you know? Because Santeria, I always was like, it's so shrouded in secrecy that I was always afraid of it, you know? I was like, just kind of like, whoa, you don't fuck with that, you know? Don't practice Santeria, you know? You just
It's
like,
so
hey
funny.
man, stay away from that. Like people are warned against it, you
They
know?
are,
It's
yeah.
a very, and I think television and movies have done a lot to put a stigma on it. I
For
feel.
sure. For sure.
You know, because and so then I said to you, oh, looks like you do
Limpias.
you do limpias, you do cleanses. I go, sign me up for a limpia. I was that guy,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, yeah, I'll fucking go over there and do a
Dad's like, I'll
limpia.
take a number 2.
My son has eggs. I'll take one for you.
And so you're like, well, you can't do a limpia without a reading. I go, what are you talking about a reading? What the fuck is that? And you're like, look,
Fighting it.
yeah, exactly. Just give me a goddamn limpia, will you, lady? The fuck? I don't need no goddamn reading. Just goddamn cleanse me.
do limpias? You said yes. Now limpia me.
That so happens to me all the time. That's the sad part.
God damn it, get to limpia in, you motherfucker. No need for who needs the instructions?
Just go. It's like, okay.
I never read instructions. I just build shit and I just wonder why I got extra pieces. Oh my God. So then you said, we're doing a mass. We're doing a spiritual mass. Would you like to come? And I'm like, you know what? I'll go check it out. And when I went, there was a lot of personal details that were told to me by your mother, yourself as well, including how, I had
It was a misa just for you?
No. I was just a guest at
We
this
do
misa.
spiritual masses, and we have a bóveda, which represents our spirits, our glasses with water and different things, and then we invite, like, right now it's COVID, so we're only inviting like less than 10 people. Some people charge for these masses. When it's my mass and I do it for people who I don't charge anything. They come and they sit, and the people who are psychic will tell you things if there's something to be told to you.
And
Normal Saturday. You're invited. Come over.
and then there was a lot, like I had told a friend of mine, I told Melanie, I said, hey, I'm going to go to this place, what do you think? She goes, just take some,
Amethyst.
amethyst with you for protection, just in case. She goes,
Normal, because everybody has amethyst laying
in
around.
the car.
So make sure to take that with you. So
You can buy some for me at a check.
I love how he's telling the story like it's just everybody's walking around with this shit, dude. And everybody has a friend that tells them, hey, don't forget it.
Your amethyst in the car.
Hilarious.
So, of course, I
Strapped up.
I went in there with protection. I didn't want to raw dog the mass. I wanted to be safe. So I showed up with my protection, right? And we're talking. She says, I see your cuadro espiritual, your spiritual, I don't know, in English, square.
Yeah, like square.
And it's powerful, blah, 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 yada, yada. She goes, but you also believe so many different, you dabble in a lot of things. Okay, which is...
Wow. Bingo. I wish I was there for that, just to be there and say, bingo. Bingo! You fucking
And-
got this guy.
And so she goes, as a matter of fact, you probably have a some kind of crystal or stone for protection against us. And I was like, what the
good one,
fuck? And so, which is random, you know? So, of course,
Melanie, they know. They fucking. I don't know how they know, but they know.
He's in the bathroom calling.
Yeah.
I'm like, Melanie, did you hit this bitch up?
Did you fucking.
you
Melanie,
tell her?
is this a fucking setup? Because they fucking know.
You guys are working together, right? Fucking Cubans. I don't know if
Son
I
of
think
a-
they're Cubans. I don't know. They say they're Mexicans, but they might be fucking Cubans. It's a Cuban connection here. And I threw Melanie under the bus too. I go, well, my friend Melanie told me.
Oh, dude.
This is totally true. This is exactly how it went.
As soon as you called it out, probably, oh, well, my friend Melanie told me that. Because, you know, she said, yeah, I can't be trusting anybody. So, and I did need protection. Fucking hilarious.
Protection for my
dude,
64-year-old mother.
I could
Like,
see,
all
oh my
domestic.
God, I wasn't there, but I could totally see all that playing out, dude. And it's fucking hilarious.
And so then, you know, then a lot of other things were said that were like extremely personal, you know, and part of, you know, my grandma was beyond Catholic, you know. San Martin, the saint that I'm named after, who's a healer also, kind of like San Lazaro. San Martin was had just been canonized in the early 60s. I was born in the late 60s, and he had just been canonized and became a saint. It was during the civil rights fight, and that was the Catholic Church's political stance, you know, saying we back up the African Americans. And, you know, my mom, either me or my mom was going to die. It was a difficult birth, labor. My grandma started praying to San Martin. We both survived the labor. They wanted my mom wanted to name me Mark Anthony. My dad wanted to name me Marco Antonio. My mom wanted to name me. My dad wanted to name me Celso. My grandma said, I don't give a shit what you guys name him. Yo se lo encomendé a San Martin. Yo le voy a decir Martin. I'm gonna, like, I prayed to San Martin for this motherfucker, so I'll call him Martin. And then they compromised and said, all right, we'll call him Martin Celso. So my dad and my grandma won. My mom got asked out. There was no Mark Anthony. And so
Which was the nicest name out of all of them, by the way, I'd say.
Marco Antonio.
Yeah. I mean, Martin Celso, Marco Antonio. Chiqui's
like
over there
Martin
shaking her head like if Marco Antonio isn't a nice name.
Okay. So
That's
anyway,
awkward.
and that was a bad uncle. Nice, I'm kidding. So
Time to Olympia. Time for Olympia.
and so anyway, my grandma was a big believer in the faith, and in order for me to make that connection with my grandma, I had to come to terms with the faith. Not so much that I had to believe it, but I had to stop shitting on it. And when I did, things just snowballed from that moment on. And I feel that my connection to the spirit world because of that visit and to my ancestors and all that, and I talked about this a little bit when we interviewed Cisco Hooter, has just blown up, like to a point where it's like, what the hell? And which is why I wanted to have you on here, is
Just
to
go
say,
from Cyprus. No.
to say thank you,
Oh,
you know,
you're
to say
welcome.
thank you, because it opened up my mind to be more respectful to the beliefs. Not necessarily, I don't have to believe them, but I don't have to shit on you as much as I did, you know, or not on you personally, but on people over there. And I have since then, I feel like the relationship with me and my ancestors who have passed, and the DNA that runs through me and through Hooter and through my grandkids, I think that we tend to forget that DNA is part of who they were. They're still alive through us. And that connection, like when people talk about mushrooms and things like psychedelics and things like that, they talk about them as a trip, but the original use of these mushrooms, especially in Mexico, was as healing, as a healing agent to heal the DNA within us. You know, we're the assholes that took it up upon ourselves. Hey, let's fucking trip balls on mushrooms, and which is not the intended purpose of them. And the sacred mushroom is extremely, you know, I think overlooked in a lot of rituals. And if you look at old symbolism and old hieroglyphics and things like that, the mushroom has been key in a lot of it. And I've been having dreams about mushrooms. I've been having dreams about a lot of things. And I've been remembering these dreams. And these dreams are now becoming more and more powerful and real. But anyway, I just wanted to say thank you because I had to get rid of the hate. I think is an appropriate word. Hate of the religions and what they did to people. Because what they've done to people is horrible, I feel. But I had to make peace with it simply to be able to connect to my ancestors who believed it by no fault of their own. I mean, they had no choice.
Yeah.
The town that my grandmother was from, where my mom was raised, is called La Misa.
Oh, Lord.
And La Misa is called La Misa because one of the evangelizing the people that were out there Christianizing, the missionaries came, and one of the I think it was Father Kino came and did a mass, dio una misa there, and they called the town La Misa because of that. Which is freaking fat. That's how connected they are to the fucking religion, you know. And I don't mean no disrespect in the fucking religion. Here I am. You know.
I think it's good. Like I think that like when people tell me things like when you tell me you feel better, I think that sometimes we hold on to things because we associate them with other things, and then we want to pick on the thing that's easiest. So maybe your problem wasn't with religion. Maybe your problem was with things that you saw. And those things you carried with you, and now spiritually you're letting them go. So it's going to be easier for you now because we carry things, you know. But I do want to tell you something about your mushroom thing the mushroom dream. That means something completely different to us.
Oh, okay.
So the mushroom dream means that you're going to have opportunities for growth in things that you thought were dormant, and you need to take these opportunities because they're going to be like business opportunities, and they're going to grow from nothing because
mushrooms grow from
mushrooms be growing in shit, dude.
Yeah, they do. They grow.
So all the ideas that you think are shitty. Voila.
Winazo Fest coming at you. April.
They said it couldn't be done. Beto Duran kept shitting on the idea. Guess what? Tickets
real.
are on sale.
Tickets are on sale for Winazo Fest.
Come get these mushroom tickets.
And it's in Baja California. The location is Kilometro 73. Kilometer number 73 off of the
we're gonna pick up a lot of things on the way.
Off of the toll road. It's about 40 minutes from the border. For everybody that got their tickets already, we'll start sending you directions to the place so that you can start booking your hotel rooms. It's outdoors on a private beach. It's a beautiful freaking landscape or seascape.
or airscape.
Sandscape. Winazoscape. You take pictures of the Winazos and send those instead of dick pics, you fucks. So anyway, but it's still gonna be limited seating. So don't forget, go on martinmoreno.com. You don't want to miss the first annual Winazo Fest coming at you on what is it on the April 10th? April 10th after the resurrection, guys. So
it's for my birthday.
Beautiful. Happy birthday. And you're going to be there. You're going to have we're going to have stuff there. We're going to have some sage there for y'all. If you're into crystals, there's going to be crystals. There's going to be
We're going to read Hooter.
We're going to read Hooter. We're going to cleanse them with the huevos.
With a huevo. He's going to bring from home.
I'll bring a dozen.
And your Instagram is Ashe Imports. Is there any dots in there or underscores?
No, it's just Ashe Imports. ASHE, Ashe Imports on Instagram. That's the only way you can buy our stuff right now. So please.
I am fascinated with the spirit realm now. I wouldn't consider myself a santero by any stretch of the imagination, but I do dabble with you.
I dabble.
I dabble with you, and listen. Like I said, I feel blessed ever since I met you, and I feel fortunate to have met you because it's my I feel a different direction in my life, and maybe it's because I'm getting older and I'm just touching more into my spirituality.
Definitely. That's what it is. Dude, my dad's just being so fucking proper right now. Bro, this guy walks around talking about, Hooter, I'm a healer now. I'm a healer. Let it be known, I'm a healer. Dude, we went over his house, okay?
You're gonna exercise
for
for being
dinner.
out of your house?
Dude, this guy is being so modest right now. I don't know why, right? Look, we go over his house,
Okay.
and he was dog watching, right? There's a fucking dog there. Martin de Porras had dogs everywhere, right? My kids were like, Dad, how come there's a dog in your house? Oh, well, that's because I'm a healer, kids. Like, bro, what the fuck? Dude, this dude.
That's after a lot of wine.
Anywhere. Dude, my neighbor's dog barks, and he's like, oh, well, I'm a healer. Hello, Hooter, what the fuck? Huh?
Now you're just being crazy.
Bro, my dad
That's crazy.
walks around swinging his dick talking about I'm a healer, bro. He's being so modest right now. I don't know why. I don't know why he is
Okay,
the
look.
way he is.
Listen.
But dude, he went to Mexico, dude. They were trying to sell this food dogs. He was like, oh, well, do you think they try to sell dogs anywhere? You think there's always dogs for sale at the border? No, it's because I'm a fucking healer, Hooter. Hello. Dude. I don't know why he's talking about like, oh, dude, my life's been changing. Blah, blah. No. What? He's walking around talking about I heal people. He's saying he healed Cheeky. He healed me. He healed everybody. Bro, he puts tape on things talking about I'm a healer. Fucking crazy.
All I said was,
I created a monster.
You did.
and I was named.
And he's trying to play the modest role, right? Like, oh, dude, thank you for coming in my life. Dude, he's telling people to thank him for fucking healing everything. Dude.
All right, I think that was a very crazy rat, and I think that you embellished a lot of that.
Oh, dude.
We're gonna have Martin do the next mass at my house. He's gonna lead it. He's gonna
no,
figure it out.
And bring your dog for
And
him,
bring
too,
your dogs.
because
We're gonna let the dogs in that day. Both my dogs.
who let the dogs out? That's
him,
my
nah.
dad coming out. That's his walk-up music. Bro. Who let the dogs out? And then my dad's walking out with a bunch of fucking dogs.
San Martin is who I was named after, healer. San Lázaro, which, like I said, I haven't talked about it, and this is not the appropriate time, but he also had dogs with him. And it was just interesting that the way it was set up on my my little altar area or my shrine area or whatever you want. I don't even know the proper name for it. That's how much I don't know. But there's
So modest, dude. Being so humble right now, dude.
San Lázaro, and there's
swear to
my
God.
candle. There's a candle of my image right there between
Yes,
both
you
them
did tell
poles.
me about that.
And
You're
so,
telling me that this guy's not out of his fucking mind? He put his own candle in between two dudes who people truly pray to. The reason why my grandma and him didn't fucking die, and some other dude who heals a whole bunch of people by the masses. And then he lights his candle in between, like if he's the leader of the pack here. And it's him, and he put a bunch of fucking dogs.
He has to start. It's a starting point. It's a jump off point.
And he wants to act like, oh, thank you for coming. Thanks for coming in my life. Dude, this dude, it's fucking... Bro, it'd be like if my kid had his own action figure and he put Hulk, fucking Superman, and then himself, his own action figure. Like, come on, guys, let's go save the fucking world. The world needs saving. Follow
call
me.
me crazy.
I think he did.
I think
think he
call
did.
me crazy. But listen, I think I want to delve more into this, and I think we're gonna start because I need one more podcast. I'm gonna start a podcast, and I think I think you would be a great addition. I think you'd be a great co-host, and we'll launch it sometime in the next few weeks. But I think that this particular
Martin will perform miracles.
chapter of my life, this chapter of my
Save
life,
dogs. It's gonna be in an arms of the and it's gonna be my dad fucking hurting dogs Like, hey,
Oh,
who want? Hey, save this dog. I send you moon water. Call now, and I'll send you a fucking gallon of moon water, and you save this fucking pup. Okay, we get rid of the fucking pup's fleas. This thing-
Clearly, I cannot exercise my faith on the Yo 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 podcast without getting shit on by this goddamn heretic over here. This goddamn devil child. Oh, you won't put your mom's purse on the ground, but you'll shit on my goddamn beliefs, you little cocksucking pig. Yeah, fuck. Oh, I'll pray for you. I'll
My fucking
meditate.
palm's getting itchy, dude.
Scratch now.
Oh, Jesus. So clearly,
Oh,
this
now
is
you want to talk to him.
Now we're calling.
Oh, now we're calling
We're calling
Jesus,
so,
bro.
so I think there'll be a different platform, obviously, not here. I don't know what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, Hooter definitely has to come along at least a few times because, like, come on.
Oh my God!
Gotta tell us
Yeah.
about the spirits that he sees that he doesn't believe
Yeah,
in.
we're gonna bring Pilla on
Gonna
and
do
fucking
all
leave you at
that,
home taking care of
all
the kids.
that.
We're
Have
gonna
her
leave you
talking
home with the ghost, you
tongues.
fuck.
Yeah, with my little pet ghost at home, dude. Come on, little guy. Everybody's gone. It's safe now.
Listen, follow Ashe Imports on Instagram. Visit martinmoreno.com. And listen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Yo 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 podcast. Look out for the Brujos and Things podcast coming.
Mixtape coming back. We're spinning bars, guys.
Dropping it with a huevo. Listen.
But thank you for tuning in. Fucking love you, motherfuckers.
Get your Winazo Fest tickets.
Oh, get your Winazo Fest tickets because when they're gone, fuckers. We're not adding more. It's not COVID safe. We don't even know what's happening, but it's outdoors. It'll be hot. It'll be nice. Anything you want to say here, Tanya?
No, thanks for having me on. It was a lot of fun. Thanks, guys. Ache Imports on Instagram. That's it.
All right. Don't forget to rate and review on iTunes. Also, you can watch all of our podcasts on YouTube, dude. Don't forget to subscribe and also comment on those videos. And peace.